Okay, let's see what we got. Let me know if y'all rocking with that one. Cool. Nice little island vibe. Started off. Man, I hate these low couches. Got these couches that I hate sitting low. I always hate sitting low. But we gotta wait for some people to get up in this chat and start engaging a little bit. Then we'll get on topic. Get on topic and discuss what's in the title. Or maybe a few other things, you know. All right, we got some comments already. What's good? Gangster stimulation, gangster stalking. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute since I went live too. Chilling, man, chilling. You know, still traveling, still doing the YouTube thing. But I do want to talk about, is it still worth it? 2024. You know what I mean? What we doing here? You know what I mean? Like it's time to fix some things out. We done tested the grounds. We know what it's like out there. We done been around the globe, literally, multiple times. And you know, I would say channels like mine, small channels, other small channels that's out there. Like, what's the purpose? You know, man, at this point, and what's the benefits, and where we going in the future? So that's what I want to talk about a little bit. I don't know. I wrote some things down. I wrote some questions down. Basically, you know, like one is YouTube easy? Let's be real about it. Like YouTube ain't easy, man. It's one of those things where you definitely got to keep pushing, keep trying different things. People gonna get in your way. Some people gonna work with you. Some people gonna work with you, then get in your way. Um, yeah, it's things like that, and I think that's natural in any endeavor you're gonna do in life. So I don't know. There's a lot of rewards too with doing YouTube. Obviously, if you get rewards out of, if you get the feeling of accomplishment out of it, which I would say I do, then that's a big reward. Um, the other one is you actually do get to meet people you wouldn't meet regularly doing anything else. Um, you know, because you have an excuse to start engaging with people if they want to be engaged with. And that's another thing too. That's one of the hardships, like actually getting out your comfort zone, getting out there, uh, breaking ice with people, chopping it up with people, all of that. And I can see how some might even interpret it as like, oh, you're just doing it just because of your YouTube channel. Basically, you're doing it just to try to make money. And in my case, I'll say that is completely false because ain't no money getting made. Not right now. So how can I say this? Obviously, that is a future goal to make a substantial amount of money with the channel, but that's not the upfront thing right here. And I don't ever really want it to be that. I do enjoy getting out. I do enjoy seeing new things. I do enjoy filming. And in some ways, I love and hate editing. But as I'm doing it more and more, I'm starting to realize I do really like the matching the puzzle pieces of editing, trying new things. It's like a high science editing when you really look at it. But it can be done simply, and that's another thing too. Like I don't think YouTube has to be as hard as some of us are making it to be. It can be a lot easier. Um, but the easy route, you can't stay easy forever. That's another thing. You can't stay in the comfort zone with this YouTube. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, the right balance of perfectionism versus consistency. That's the two battles I'm fighting, and I'm sure a lot of other people are fighting it too. And they might be on one side of it and maybe reaping the benefits in one way. Maybe they're all in on quality and they only put out a video like once a month or whatever, once every 2 months. But that video pays the bills. And then there's some who might be putting out some every other day. Same thing, it might pay the bills. So you kind of got to go off of what's suiting your life at the current moment. I don't know. It's things I'm thinking about, man. It's some it's a lot going on with YouTube today in 2024. I feel like there's a lot of reasons to let me turn off this music. There's a lot of reasons to quit YouTube too. All right, we got Alex Mighty. He says, I'm a full-time editor. I love editing in the office, but you don't when you're at home. I'm guessing that's what you mean. Yeah, I can see that. Because when you're in the office, if you're a full-time editor at the office, and that's what a lot of us on YouTube, tell you the truth, are missing, like a workplace setting where you can just sit down, do your thing. You know, as soon as you go in the door, bam, it's time to do some editing. And in that way, I feel like it's obviously you're probably getting a check for it as well. But in that way, I can really see enjoying editing. Actually, especially if you're around at least one other editor, because you can bounce ideas off each other, learn faster, do all that stuff. But yeah, for cats like me and other self-taught people, it's I would say I'm getting to the point now with editing where I feel somewhat comfortable. My issue is now I got so much content that I can drop something right now. I can drop something from Australia. I can work on something from Medellin, from Africa, from I don't have my Europe stuff with me right now, but where else was I? Oh, Japan, Bangkok, or Japan, Tokyo, Bangkok, Thailand. I'm all over the place. And as far as building the stories and stuff like that, some of them could be just one event, others can be just a whole overview of the city. And I think that's what I want to do, just to hurry up and get some stuff out. Well, not hurry up and get stuff out, but use a lot of content that I don't want to keep dicing up. So that's my idea now with what I want to do with older footage, is just kind of round it in together and put out something that's going to require more editing. So it's not going to be a quick thing, but also might be a better product, better visuals, more diversity of what you're going to see versus just one place. Yeah, stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking about. But the other thing about the whole editing is, man, you sit at your desk a lot. Like if you're really going in on something, 2 hours will go by like that. That's nothing. Then you have 2 hours, maybe you take a hour-long mental break where you're scrolling Instagram or YouTube or something else, and then you come back to it for at least another 2 hours. And that right there is not bad. But most of the time, when you're not in the office and you're doing things on your own, it's a weird grind, bro. It's I mean, like I said, I like it, I love it, and I hate it at the same time. I definitely don't feel like I'm at the point where I should be offloading any editing. But I'll say this. You get to the point where you spend like half a day inside and then you realize, okay, this ain't good either, because you actually need to get out, exercise your body, get some sun, all of that, which is most of my life has not been a problem. I've always been an outside person. That's probably the reason why I overfilm. I take these cameras out and I'll film a lot. I'll stay outside all day, all night, depending on where I'm at, and get a lot of footage. But then coming back in and trying to piece it together in some cohesive type of story is the issue. And I think that's also that's also a problem that I'm working on fixing as well. But I'm saying all this because I think a lot of other people out there who are starting YouTube, thinking about starting YouTube, these are issues that um, they may run into. But I don't want to just talk about issues. I want to talk about some other things as well that I think may excite a lot of us when it comes to content creation, especially on YouTube. But it applies to, I think, all the platforms. Um, yeah. So, but before I hit on that, the mindset we talked about that. I think y'all let me know what you think about mindset. I think it's pretty important. You know what I mean? The fact that when you're doing this, you definitely have to have a mindset that you're not going to know everything right from the jump. You're not going to be able to figure out things. Like you're not, you know, if you're new to editing, you think you're going to be able to just crack open and be easy with editing in 1 month. I doubt it. Maybe, maybe you better than me, but I feel like I mainly worked with two programs, LumaFusion, then now DaVinci Resolve, and I feel like it took. And LumaFusion was easier, much easier, working on the iPad. But I feel like it took about 6 months before I started getting the hang of it, and then even started pushing beyond what that software had to offer. Like I wanted more things like speed ramping and the ability to duck audio, which they now have, but it's like a year and a half after I dropped it, or 2 years after I stopped using it. Now I use it, but only on the phone. But then picked up DaVinci Resolve in 2022. Yeah, right, almost 2 years ago exactly. And that was a huge learning curve. So that took about, I think it took me the better half of a year, maybe 9 months before I felt like I kind of knew most of the things I needed to know. And then now I'm adding a little bit more sauce to it. Color grading is another puzzle that I actually like doing, but it's time consuming. So I'm trying to find ways of mitigating what I need to do as far as that. But everything I'm talking about here is funny. You don't have to do any of this. You could just use your phone, get out there and make it happen. GoPro, Osmo, whatever. You know what I mean? It's I just think personally, I think it's actually like using big cameras. I won't say big cameras, but full frame cameras that actually have interchangeable lenses so you can get different looks. Down the road, your skills improve or your money improves. You know what I mean? You want to do something a little different. You have that ability and you've already learned that skill. So I definitely think going forward in the future, you should be able to, how can I say this? The skills that are hard right now for some of us to learn, like using a real editor, or having real editing skills. I don't think I'm an expert on what's a real editor, but real editing skills, building up skills that when you hear like movie editors talk, like you can kind of understand what they're saying, maybe 50%. And same with cameras, using cameras where, if somebody's talking about pulling focus or ISO, aperture, and all that, you kind of know what's going on. I feel like if you're in that realm, even if you're using just the iPhone, learning those things still help. I think if you're using an action camera, like it's nothing you can do there. Like there's no altering that look at all, besides maybe recording in log format, whatever. But for everybody that's out there that's, trying to do YouTube, I think these are skills that are going to be hard up front, but I don't know if they're going to be mandatory. To tell you the truth, they might go away because of what AI is coming up with. The AI scene is looking real, real crazy right now. So I don't know. I think we get a lot of things might get a lot easier. One second, let me get some. All right, we back. We back. Cool. I just had to check on something right quick. But yeah, the I think AI is gonna help out a lot. Let me get to some of these questions. What's up? What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. Be over filming and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a pro. It's probably the pros of DaVinci Resolve is a whole nother thing, man. That's not even a I'm not even in the same realm. Yeah, but it's definitely editing is a thing that how can I say it? I think once you get into it, you just start noticing more and more of everything you watch. And that's also another benefit of doing all this YouTube stuff is you can see how things are portrayed, how they're filmed, how they're presented, right, to the public, to us, right? How certain commercials and stuff, like you'll pick up on it right away, like, dang, they trying to make me feel some kind of way. You are the other side of the curtain now because you're doing a little something. So you can see everything they're doing. Even if you don't know how they do it, you know they did something. Like even dropping sounds in, like I won't say they call them Foley, right? So you watching a movie, somebody walking through the woods. When they filmed it, they might not even had microphones by their feet filming their steps on the grass, but they got sounds of that later. It might be somebody just in a room, or maybe they had the person walk again and had a mic by their feet, things like that. So, and you notice how those things have an impact on you. Like if it didn't have those sounds, what would it be? So I don't know. It's kind of cool to be able to watch a film in multiple dimensions. You can watch a film series, whatever, watch it one day just for the story, just to enjoy it like normal, watch it again, and then notice all the little things. So it has more, you can watch it from different angles, so to speak, which is cool. I think it's cool. I know some people they want to stay in fairy tale land, and they if you mention that to them, obviously if you're enjoying the story, right, that's not a good time to talk about this stuff. But if you talk about it at any point, even later, they're like, "Oh man, why you got to ruin the movie for me?" I'm just saying, bro. But yeah, it's the thing. I think the future of when I think about the future of YouTube right now, and I look at all the other creators out there, much bigger than me, some that are my size, some that are smaller than me, in all different genres, right? If you look at everything that you see on YouTube today, just think about this. There's some cats right now, there's some people right now that might have less than 10,000, maybe less than 5,000 followers. They might be making movies in the future, making real movies, like multi-million dollar movies or whatever is coming, like with Netflix, Apple TV. I'm sure YouTube they gotta be trying to get creators to make um, full-length movies that they're going to sponsor and fund, and some type of revenue sharing that's just on a different level, right? So if you think about all that, I can't say obviously everybody's not going to be successful on YouTube. I don't even know if I'm gonna be successful, right? But I will say there's going to be a lot more people that are making big money online doing basically the basics of what we're doing right now, whether it's these type of lives, podcasts, but especially just going out and filming places, telling stories. So I don't know. I think it's even though we don't know exactly how it's going to look, when it's going to happen, how it's going to go down. When you think about it, it's actually very encouraging for anybody that's out there doing YouTube right now to just keep at it, man. Just keep, you know, they say, what's that said about like doing the same thing over and over? If it don't work, you must be stupid. Something like that. I forgot what it is. Can't, it's skipping my brain right now. But the thing about that is sometimes you can do the same thing over and over and it's not working. And then you find the way that works, and then it's just automatic, like you just dropped off in a trench and you're just clear to go. Like you're backed up with traffic, you're in traffic going nowhere, and then all of a sudden one lane just opens and you see it, and boom, and you're the only one that knows how to move on it because you've been doing the stupid way for so long that it hurts now, you know. And it's funny because some people might have seen you making those mistakes and purposely not try to tell you what's up. And they'll be the same ones that'll be pissed off when you start really moving, and you'll know. But yeah, that's how things are. That's the way I feel with a lot of this tech stuff is there's some people that try to hoard information or gatekeep or whatever. There's some people like that. Others that are more willing to share with anybody that's listening. And I can't say, to tell you the truth, I can't say if it's wrong to gatekeep from the mass public, right? Because you're talking about maybe your competition. But I think if you're gatekeeping from people adjacent to you, around you, who actually maybe help you out, that's never good. That's never good, especially in a game like this. It's going to be so wide open. Like everybody's going to have a lane if they want to. Anybody that wants to come up is going to have a lane. So yeah, yeah, that's it right there. Doing the same thing and expecting different results. Yep. Yeah. Sometimes what it is sometimes people try to. I know me personally. Sometimes people try to tell me what's up, and I don't hear it right away. I don't hear it right away, and then it clicks at a certain point. But I feel like with YouTube, though, I'm kind of open to at least hearing things and entertaining them, even if I don't understand it right away, because I don't know. I've made those mistakes long enough where so what it boils down to for me is if somebody's telling me something, even if I don't understand it, I gotta look at the person and where they're coming from, right? Are they qualified to be telling me something? If I know they are, then I have to, like I said, even if I don't understand it, I have to take it and put it in my pocket somewhere. You know what I mean? And then break it out later. But oh, okay, yeah, that's it. That's it. So, Chrissy, what's good? What's good? Hello to the chat. Yep. It's been a minute since I did a live. Normally, I was doing the lives before, and they were for to promote the latest video, which I did have a video to drop yesterday. Y'all should check it out. But that ain't what I'm talking about today. It's I'm just talking about YouTube in general. But yeah, the video that I dropped yesterday was, they're backed up. So I ain't gonna lie to you, that video is from August. But it's Tokyo, man. If you ain't never seen Tokyo, I still got at least another video just outside of Tokyo, another city. But if you've never been to Tokyo before, it's what, like a 30-minute train ride from the center of Tokyo. So it's like the same thing, but it's a different town. I won't spoil the name of it, but I got a video, and I actually had multiple videos from there, but I'm combining them into one. And it's going to go from day doing one thing into the evening. And that video might be out early next week. Within the next week. I ain't making no promises, but I'll probably work on it a little bit tonight. I'm not going to over edit this one. It's going to be, I think everything's in place already. I just need to drop in some color, some music, maybe. I might not even do voiceovers because sometimes voiceovers they be slowing down the momentum for me. So I just might need to get it out. Yeah. Yeah. It's a thing like working on doing the travel YouTube. I said this multiple times before. Travel YouTube is the hardest YouTube. I don't care who it is, I don't care if they just using a GoPro going out there and talking and making it look easy. It's still the hardest YouTube, in my opinion, because beyond just getting that camera up, you got to get to the place. You got to find a place to stay, new places to eat. Maybe you have a hold of the language. Maybe that language is an issue. Maybe it's not. Oftentimes it is an issue. Like you don't speak the language, right? If you're actually doing travel YouTube, if you're in a place where you say you speak Spanish, but you're always in a Spanish speaking place, still consider travel YouTube, but not like the traveler YouTube where it's going all around the world, which is plenty of us nowadays. So I won't say it's the hardest job out there, but it's, as far as YouTube, it's definitely in the top 5% of hardest things to do on YouTube. I think the only other thing, maybe if you're doing travel documentaries, like you're actually traveling with a team and setting up all that. But then again, the team is helping out. So if you're a solo travel YouTuber, I'm gonna just go in and say it's the hardest one. You gotta do everything yourself. If you ain't got no assistant besides maybe your AI assistant, which is pretty good actually. Sometimes if you know how to work the Chat GPT and all that, it can be a decent assistant, but you got to know how to work that thing. It's also another skill that needs to be learned. Yeah, man. It's it's a thing though. I think, like I said, I think a lot of this stuff is paying off because you're also being forced into the future. Whenever you're doing this on YouTube, you're being forced to learn new stuff. You're being forced to think about the algorithm. You're being forced to um, think about new equipment. You're being forced to think about new software, techniques, and then the audience is always adapting. And your competition or peers, however you want to look at them, they're always adapting. So you're out there, like you're in the field. It's no it's no denying it. I can't think of another job where you can just put yourself out in the world and have, how can I say this? You have a, pretty much all the tools available, right? Technology wise and all that. Obviously, money is a issue, so you can't just say like. But in general, for everybody, I'm not talking about just one person. In general, you have all the tools available, from microphones to cameras, lights, computers, software, uh, all of that. You have all of that available, and you're trying to squeeze the most juice out of all of these things. And then also looking at what's possible on the near horizon, what's coming up next, what's the new camera that's coming out. Is that going to be useful to me or not? Like I went on that 3D kick or that 360 camera kick for a little while, and I was like, nah, bro, I ain't dealing with this. I'm not dealing with taking a camera up 360 and then bringing it back using a separate software, not my normal editing software, using a separate software with that camera that comes with that camera, then looking at the different angles, trying to figure that out. I still have a 360 camera. I need to sell it. I need to sell it. One of y'all want to buy it? Let me know. I'll give you a deal. Because it's one of those things where it seems cool at first, and I was all into it. And I know I'm a tech head. I love technology and all that, but I used it a few times, brought it back, and I was like, nah, juice ain't worth the squeeze, bro. They talk about 4K 360. Ain't none of them 360 cameras 4K. That's a lot. It's 4K all the way around, and it ain't just 360. It's like up and down too. So it's like 720. So if you take any 16:9 image, that's gonna be 4K? No. Even when they said the whole thing is 5K, you take a 16:9, you'd be lucky if you get 720. But they run the game on everybody. They run that marketing game. So people think oh yeah, it's 4K. No, it ain't. It ain't gonna be 4K for another 5 years, I don't think. You can say whatever you want. They ain't getting me. I can run numbers, bro. This camera right here is producing an image that is 16:9, and the resolution is 4K, 3,800 whatever by 1,000 whatever. So that equals 4K, right? When you look at imagery. But a lot of people don't. They just see the label to say 4K and they think it's good. No, you're not in a dome watching this, and if you were, your eyes can't see everything at once like they can a flat image. Like what you're looking at right here, your eye sees the whole image at once, both your eyes combined. So you see 4K. You know what I mean? We got bro, how I feel right now, we need to ban in 360 cameras until they get it right. Stop lying to people. Tell us what the image is. You know what I mean? Tired of all this, man. But yeah, we gotta get better. For me, I gotta get better with a little bit better with storytelling. What else? I'll just say consistency, storytelling and consistency. I don't think I'm going to be ever going to be one of those that puts out a video every other day. That don't even feel right to me. I prefer to be working on things. You know what I mean? Be molding them, getting them to a certain degree. I can see every 5 days. I can see that. Um, if I get the stuff going, unless the only way I can see more frequent than that is if maybe if I got some stuff going, I'm editing, and then bam, this is ready, then this one's ready, then this one's ready, then I can just put them out at a certain schedule. Kind of what they call it, batch editing, which I'm kind of leaning on now. I'm kind of doing so. But man, it's a lot. I got a lot of footage. So as like I said, I got the Tokyo thing I want to put out. I got one more that I want to put out from Tokyo. And then I got some Bangkok stuff still that I need to put out. I looked at it recently and I'm like, dang, man, this is good stuff. You know what I mean? At least visually it's good. Maybe I could work on, maybe some voiceover on it, make it a little bit pop a little bit more. But yeah, I got some stuff in Bangkok that's just different. Some of it's different. Some of it you probably seen before, but you haven't seen a small YouTuber like me, showing it from this angle. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling Bangkok, man. I'm feeling Bangkok a lot. Been a lot of places. And as far as right now, 2024, going into 2025, Bangkok is winning. Bangkok is winning hands down. It's even to the point where I try to forget about it a little bit, and then I get a call or a message from over there like, hey, when you coming back? You know, like somebody I filmed with, like not even no romantic type of thing. I mean, some of those too, um, but just the people there, they hit you up, they check in on you. You know what I mean? Like out the blue. It's not just it's multiple. So that's cool, man. That goes a long way. I mean, no place is perfect, right? Bangkok has its issues. Like certain times of the year, it really is too hot to be outside from 9 in the morning till 6 in the evening or 8 in the evening, even. Um, I think from when was that? April, April to like June, and then in June somehow it kind of cooled off a little bit. But and that's most of the time I was there. I got there in February, and then it just started getting hotter and hotter. I was like, Jesus. So, other than that, though, most of Bangkok was good to me. I'm probably going to be back there relatively soon. Still got to make some other stops. Right now, I'm in Colombia, so I don't know. Maybe I need to show y'all some of I mean, you guys already seen Colombia plenty of times before, but just showing it from a different angle, different lens, maybe some few places, but I don't know how much time I'm going to spend in this country this time. We'll see. We'll see if it calls me to stick around or not. QB flexing, what's good? What's happening, man? I'm guessing you in Mexico or in California. Um, Let us know. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. Since I'm in South America now, I might want to hop around, see some other countries I haven't seen before. And it's getting that time of year where it's wintertime in the northern hemisphere, summertime in the southern hemisphere. So, might make use of the natural rhythm of the globe, the natural wobble. I might wobble down south for a little bit. And as things change, it might wobble up north. So it's crazy, man. Like how think about that. Like we to say this, to talk like this about travel even 20 years ago would have been wild. I mean, maybe even 10 years ago. I think 10 years ago people were traveling, but to do everything we're doing now, live streaming, 10, whatever, however many people I got in here, 7 people in here in the chat, from around different parts of the globe. Um, okay. You said El Salvador in December. El Salvador. I've been to El Salvador before. I didn't. I filmed some stuff. I never put it out. Uh, what festival they have in December? Is it like their Carnival or something like that? I'll tell you one thing. Um, El Salvador definitely seems safe now. I know it used to have a reputation of being really dangerous. Uh, yeah, I should put it out, man. But now I gotta find where that footage is. It's been like 3 years. I gotta find where it is, and it is true though. Like now that my skills are better in DaVinci Resolve, some stuff I couldn't really piece together at one point. Now I feel like I can look at it and I have a whole different mindset on it. That's one thing I noticed too about a film. And some people I know they film and then they edit, put it out, right? So within that week, they're getting out. Normally within like most people, I think within a few days, they film this stuff and put it out. Me, it's weird, but some of my best videos that have got the most attention or whatever so far have been stuff that I didn't put out right away. Like I filmed it. So what I do in DaVinci Resolve normally is if I think it's important, then next day or so I'll put it on the timeline, chop it out, chop it up a little bit, just a real rough cut. And then I'll let it sit for a while. And normally if I'm traveling, I'm in a new location before I even get to really work on it. And for some reason, that always works out to be the best because I'm kind of separated from the work, if that makes any sense. I don't know. For me, it works out. I don't know. Okay, yeah, it's carnival. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the carnivals. But that's the thing. If I'm in Latin America, it's gonna be carnivals everywhere. Everywhere. So Brazil obviously has carnivals, and Brazil's a big country. So I was at Rio one year during the carnival, and it wasn't the real carnival because of COVID, right? So we really didn't get the real experience of it at all. Now they're back to normal. I think since last year, they've been back to full strength on that. Um, but I don't know for some reason the Rio Carnival has lost its appeal to me now. It's sad to say. I don't even know why that is, but it just it just did. Even though I never really experienced it, seen it in a lot of videos, and after watching it, I'm just like, "Mm." And obviously, when you see other people's videos, that's not a true life experience, right? Because you're not there, you're not engaging with people. They might be showing you the parts that were the highlights that they could show. There might have been parts that are too wild that they couldn't show, right? So, um, but yeah, I'm thinking I'd like to see the carnival in a few other cities in Brazil, or maybe even other parts of the Caribbean slash Latin America. Everybody talks about the Trinidad Carnival. That would be dope. I don't know much about Trinidad at all, but I'm also wondering about other places like Guadeloupe, Martinique. Do they do them as well? I mean, I know they're French speaking Caribbean countries, but I'm thinking they probably have something as well. So that'd be interesting. Man, it's crazy, bro. We talking about all these different things in different parts of the globe, and like I said, it's not for nothing. Even if I go out there, I go somewhere, spend a bunch of money, go there and do a video, and it only gets 400 views, like some videos I have done, but it's all working towards. I think it feels like it's all building. Like it builds for me personally. It's like it's building my skill bank on how to do things, how to look at things differently, and I'm gonna continue to make mistakes. I already know. Like I ain't saying I'm gonna hit something out the park next week. Nah, but eventually something gotta one of these doors got to open. I'm gonna tap one of them, and that's doing gonna open up something crazy. So um that's the plan. That's the YouTube plan. Let me see what else we got here. Okay. Yeah, and then you got some of the tools we were talking about before, like Chat GPT. That thing is getting to be impressive. Like you can ask it things like, hey, even for a live stream, like what should I talk about on this live stream or talking about the future of YouTube? Let's see what it say. Let's do it. Let's do it live right here. Get this thing up and going. Turn on the Wi-Fi so it's moving at a faster speed. Put it in that speaking mode since I'm paying for this month anyway. Hold up. Advanced mode. Hey, I need some ideas for a live chat video I'm doing on YouTube talking about the future of YouTube and video creators. What's your suggestions?
Hey Tay, that sounds like an engaging topic. For your live chat, you could discuss several key areas. First, monetization changes. Explore new ways creators can earn revenue, like channel memberships, super chats, and the expansion of e commerce integrations. Second, algorithm insights. Discuss how understanding YouTube's algorithm can help creators optimize their content for better visibility and growth. Third, short form video. Examine the impact of YouTube Shorts and how short form content is shaping the platform's future. Community building. Talk about the importance of building a loyal community and how engagement can lead to a more sustainable channel. Highlight upcoming trends in video production, like VR and AR, and how these technologies might be integrated into YouTube content. These topics should spark some lively discussion and provide valuable insights for your audience.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Awesome.
Yo, you can have a full on conversation with these things now. I did one where I was driving, had that thing going on, and we was going back and forth, man. It's crazy. So, and then I like how you have this conversation. It's all written out afterwards, so it's cool to go over. Monetization changes. I don't know, man. Channel memberships, super chats, e-commerce integration makes a lot of sense, but I feel like a lot of that can be distracting. Super chats is one thing. If somebody wanted to super chat, it's all good. You know what I mean? That's easy. But setting up the e-commerce integration, which means you're selling a product, which is great. But I also feel like you gotta have some traction with your videos first. If you're over there, your main thing was to make videos, engaging videos, and then you're distracted with making this product. I don't know. It's like, then you're doing YouTube strictly as a business, which is cool, but that's not my angle. Algorithm insights. Yeah, there's definitely something there. Let me see. QB Flex, and you say you're in Mexicali? That's what's up, man. Mexicali. I'm trying to think last time I was there. Long time ago, man. I've been meaning to drop by there. I was in Tijuana not too long ago, like last month. But I was only there because had to handle something in San Diego, and I just went over to TJ to crash out. It was cheaper, one bad. You know what I mean? Actually, when I was coming back, I met another YouTuber in the line. He was on his way back to the States, and I think we did a video. We did like a little sit down video, so that's one I got to put out as well. Kev, where are you? He did a video with Ace as well when they were in Brazil. I think doing the Amazon thing. Him, Ace, and Vlope, I believe. So yeah, I got that one. But it's funny, like I want to put these videos out in order, man. I don't want to just be dropping random stuff. But I think I'm gonna get to that point where I'm gonna have to. I'm just have to drop random stuff. Like this one's ready. Get it out. You'd be like, oh, man, I thought you was in Mexico. No, I'm over here now. So that's how it's gonna go down. All right, what else was the chat bot talking about? Community building. That's a huge one. Like what we're doing right here, this live. I mean, these lives. Speaking of, I guess I could monetize it, right? I should turn monetization on it, but that's not really the point of these lives for me. They really are to. Okay, monetization's on. They really are to just let people know what's going on. It's been a minute since I was live. Like I said, most of the time when I was doing live for the last year, most of the time it's been to promote the latest video. Like I said, you guys, if you want, go to my channel, check it out. You'll see what's popping on there. Had that Tokyo joint, walking around Tokyo, just to give her overall look at the city. And that was one instance where I was like, all right, I don't even know what I'm filming today. I'm gonna just show people what's up. Turn on this Osmo Pocket 3, which let me show you all this thing. I know people been asking about this Osmo Pocket 3. I got this set up right here. I didn't even get the creative pack. I got the only one that was available. So it's cheaper. I would say I haven't really run into a problem of needing the extra battery, to tell you the truth. this thing charges fast, bro. I can probably, let me see if it's got what the charge is right now, and you'll see. I can show you on this live stream how fast it charges. Oh no, it's already 100%. But if it was any lower, if it was at 90%, I could plug it in to my external battery, and within a minute, you'll see percentage changing. And it'll be, I'd say from 90, it'll go from 90 to 100 in probably 5 minutes. So it charges really quick. I don't think you actually need the creator pack, so you can save some money and just get yourself this. And it doesn't come, I got this little tripod from something else I had. I think a gimbal, a camera gimbal that I had, Ulanzi. But it comes with this extra little piece right here, which has a little, no, it's not going to focus on it, but has a little screw piece right there. So you can screw in any tripod, all of that. And this is the cheaper option. So you don't get the Bluetooth mic, but you can buy that separately, which I had to do. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty easy to use. You can flip it on or just turn it on like that. Boom, right? Without flipping it out. So it's more discreet. If you want to be real discreet, you have it like this and just roaming around like that. I would say I'm not trying to sneak any video from anybody, but sometimes it's cool. Like if you're just walking down the street and filming stuff, it's cool to just have this like this going. Other times have it connected like this. You know, you can move the head around, do all that stuff, you know, typical stuff. And the image is pretty decent. It's not as good as the Sony. For damn sure it ain't as good as the Sony, but has its place, man. It actually fits in my pocket when I break it down, take this tripod off. It's a good camera to have if you just gonna roam around and want to have the ability to maybe film a little bit easier than with your phone. In some instances, I think the iPhone is a better image, especially if it's the sun, if the lighting is good. I think a lot of times the iPhone, if you have anything 12 or above, I think the image might be better in some situations. But as soon as it gets low light, this and then the stability, ability to lock on and do stuff like that is really good with this thing here. And I think they might still be having a stock issue where you can't, you know, it's not available everywhere. Because that was the issue when I first bought it in Thailand. And I got there in February. I remember I was asking for it. I go to the camera store and ask if they had it. They'd be like, nah, it's 2-week wait. Then I come back another day, they'd be like, oh, it's a month wait. Then I come back, they were like, it was 2 months wait. I'm like, damn. Then I was like, I ain't put my name on the waiting list. I just walked in, and I went down the patio one weekend and from Bangkok, and I walked into a camera store and I just walked up like, hey man, let me get one of them joints right there. Y'all got it in the back, let me get it. And it was, oh, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, we only got one left. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. But that's how it worked out. I got it. And it's been pretty good, man. It's easy to use. Like I said, I have quite a few videos I've filmed on it that haven't been put out yet. The video I put out yesterday was 100% filmed on the Osmo Pocket 3. The video from last week, the Matcha Tea video, that was half Sony, half Pocket 3. So you should be able to, you know, you can see that I have the Sony up sometimes and you see the Pocket 3. Then other times I have the Pocket 3 up and you see me with the Sony. So it's easy to tell what you're looking at, as long as you don't get confused. Like, oh, there's the Sony. So you're looking through the Pocket 3, right? But yeah, I don't know. I think I know some people are pretty interested in the camera you're using, you know, the camera geeks like myself. But it really does, especially if you're not using something like the Pocket, you're using a Sony, you definitely have to have some skill. And I'm not saying I have a lot of skill, but you're not just going to be able to get a Sony and a lens and then boom and there it is. You can put it in automatic mode and that'll be better for that. But if you want a certain look, like you want it to be shallow depth of field to blow it out in the background, or it's a lot of light and you want to tone it down, or it's dark and you want to lighten it up, which is hard to tell, right? When you see an image, you just see a balanced image, an image that looks good for the most part, unless I'm messing it up, which happens. But when you see an image that looks good, you can't tell if I lightened it, I had to do something on the camera to get it to look like that or not. Most of the time you got to do something to get it to look like that. I'm always in manual mode on my cameras anyway. So I'm not just going to turn it on and boom, it's looking beautiful. I got to change some stuff. I film in log. I'm getting real technical with this, huh? But I film in log and then I do a little bit of color grading in DaVinci Resolve. But yeah, I was in a Starbucks yesterday and a young dude came up and he saw me. I was editing, had my little speed editor out, and he saw me with that. He was like, "Oh, that's tight." He's like, DaVinci? I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I only use DaVinci." He said he only uses it for color grading, but he uses Premiere most of the time. I was like, "Yeah, man, DaVinci ain't that much different from what I understand." And then so we had a little chat about that, and then he went over and was working on his stuff. He was editing probably for at least an hour. And I can tell he showed me some of his stuff. He's a travel YouTuber as well. Spanish speaking. I don't know what country he's from, but he showed me some stuff. He was in Portugal, a few other places in Latin America. Yeah. So he was doing this thing with that. He was zoned in, editing at the cafe. Young dude, I think he's probably like 27 or something like that. And yeah, this profession is moving, y'all. That's all I can say. Like it's the young boys out there, young boys and ladies, they out there getting it, So I think for us older guys and gals that have some experience, we still our stories are very relevant, our expertise could be relevant, but it still needs to be packaged up with all of this other stuff we've been talking about, software, cameras, all of that. So that's just my take on things. And you can tell any story you want, whether people agree with it or not, whether I agree with it or not, it don't matter. Things out there are moving and the market is shaking. As far as content creation goes, I don't think there's going to be no recession. Even if YouTube stopped the money from creators, it's going to come in some other way, because that you just feel it, right? Like people just want more and more and more, and it might shift to how they're doing it, what type of content, but especially it's another thing, especially if you understand or you have a working knowledge of the English language, you can kill it. Whether you're a native English speaker or it's your second or third, fourth language, whatever, but you understand it enough to work it, it's out here. Now, other languages too, I would say Spanish, you can definitely kill it in Spanish. Chinese, probably as well. Japanese, a lot of Japanese people that are out there doing YouTube solely in Japanese. But I feel like all the other smaller languages, your market is capped. Yeah, your market is capped hard, right? But if you have a working knowledge of English and you can put out videos in English, you can probably do some damage in this game. I mean, we're seeing it right now. I see YouTubers right now that I follow, and some of them you can tell they ain't that strong in English, but their videos are killing it. You know what I mean? So yeah, when I think about it like that, I really got no excuse. Yeah, I got no excuse to not step up the dang game, man. So I think that's where we're going with with all this on YouTube. Just got to keep pushing, man. It's no reason to lay off or to quit. Definitely no reason to quit. All that's talk, we already knew right in the middle of it when all that was happening, quitting YouTube and blah, blah, blah. We already knew that was just for the clicks, like bullshit. And a lot of those people who did that, if I was subscribed to them, I unsubscribed, and I'm like, bro, like, nah, bro, I can't, I got to protest in some kind of way. Like, you out here doing something like that just for the clicks, I can't support you, bro. I ain't gonna call out no names of nobody, they're much bigger YouTubers anyway, so they don't even care. And they probably back to where they was anyway. But all that quit YouTube talk, come on, man. That's all those little trends like that. And more trends are gonna pop up. There's gonna be more trends where people that don't make any sense. Certain trends make sense, right? If you say, hey, what's the future of YouTube or whatever, like, moving to Thailand or moving to Colombia, moving to Brazil, all of those things make sense for the time you're in, right? Because they're actually a very good option as far as if you're trying to make content, have a good quality of life, good cost of living. So trends like that, you can back up. Other trends, I don't know. They just rub me the wrong way. Some of these trends that everybody jumps on, but I get it. I understand why, the motivation for the clicks. But yeah, so this video, we're already at an hour and 2 minutes. Had a little engagement, you know what I mean? We had some people drop in, had QB Flexing drop through, Alex Mighty, you know what I mean? New name, but hopefully, we see you again. I'll check out your stuff too, man. Holla at Dre was in here. Chrissy, she came through. And yeah, we started off with gang stalking simulation. So yeah, that's I think we're gonna wrap it up, fellas, just cause, and ladies. But yeah, it was a good talk. Something I just want to do a live, get something on my chest, you know what I mean? Let y'all know where my head is at, where my status is with YouTube. I'm motivated more than ever with YouTube. I think I'm just in a place where I'm just like digging my feet in. I'm like getting ready to, I'm getting ready to do some things. So I got the content. I think with the YouTube, with the cameras and all that, I've been around the world at least twice already. So I kind of know the spots. Talking to some people, keeping contacts with a few people, and making sure that we can do some things. Keep in contact with the right people, right? Like, I ain't gotta keep in contact with everybody, but keep in contact with the right people that's moving around, doing things, and then hitting those places up. If you out there, you traveling, you moving around, you doing it, you living that life. You know what I mean? Like, we're in the same boat for the most part. It's and other people are going to join in too. You know what I mean? It's not exclusive to anybody. Some people might drop out. You know what I mean? They might have some kids or something, or like, yo, I'm settling down with. I can see that happening to me. Like, oh, I'm here in whatever country. I got my lady, and we gonna do some things, and y'all gonna watch us live live this home life. You know what I mean? Cooking the eggs and all that stuff. You never know, man. That might be entertaining too. Let me see what other comments we got right quick. Yeah, it's been some time, man. Appreciate it. Safe travels. What time difference will you try to catch the next live? What's the time? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the time is gonna be on the next live, tell you the truth, but You catch it. If you catch it, I appreciate it. I much appreciate you being here. And if you don't, sometimes I might leave them up. I don't know if I'm gonna leave this one up. I probably will, at least for a little while, see what it do. And then yeah, go from there. Was that resolved kind of last year? Keep it up. I'm always interested. Okay. Okay, yeah, we were at ResolveCon. Yeah, man. I'm trying to that avatar doesn't spark any anything. The Ford truck or the Bronco. What kind of truck is that? I'm trying to see. Ah, man, I I know some people want to stay anonymous on here, so it's all good. But yeah, if you were at ResolveCon and we chatted, then yeah, it's only a small group of us that were there. So hopefully you're doing your thing. That ResolveCon did help out a lot as far as being motivated to dive deeper into DaVinci. Yeah. Editing on the road sucks. I've been there. Okay. Currently in SoCal. Yeah. It does suck being on the road and editing, but it's also good in a certain way when you find the right little pocket. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like. Actually, I forgot to hit that point. I've tried to edit in a lot of places, whether it be hotels, cafes, people's family members' homes. You know what I mean? Even in my car. Yeah. And I'm talking about with the laptop and even this speed editor. You know what I mean? Because when I start off an edit, I like to start off with this so I can just roll through footage. Actually, let me show y'all something. Let me you didn't got me. See what I'm saying? You didn't got me excited about this. Hold on, let me see something right quick. Okay, it's John. I have the Bronco. We hung out. Okay, John. Did you? Are you the one that sat beside me and we was working on everything together? Bro, it's been a minute. It's been more than a year because ResolveCon just happened. Yeah, so it's been like a year and a few months. Okay, yeah. What's up, bro? I was actually thinking about you the other day because I was like, damn, I wonder what he's doing on his stuff. Okay, the icon's a link to your channel. I'm gonna check it out, man. Let's see what you've been up to. But yeah, I want to see if I can share my screen right quick and show y'all screen share. What the hell? Okay, let me see. Entire screen window. Let me see entire screen and then see if dang. Okay, we don't want to show y'all that. But all right, so this is just something real quick. Hopefully y'all can see this. Okay, it's showing me what y'all see now. Okay, yeah, y'all can see it. So this right here, and this is what I really like about trying to get good quality image, right? Like you can, I don't know, man. It's just like stuff like this when I'm looking at it, and this is from Australia. I still ain't put it out. I got. Trust me, I got some stuff from Australia, man. Y'all ain't. And it's just it just put together my style of video, right? It's nothing too crazy, but just imagery like this, you know. Like when I got this on the camera, I was like, damn, that looks pretty good. I wonder if it's gonna turn out all right. And then I put it back on the computer. I'm like, damn, that joint look nice, man. Like look at that. Let's like even the and you're seeing a dulled down image of it, right? So when I upload this to YouTube in 4K, probably in HDR, which is another technical thing, but the colors are better in HDR. They're more if you have a good screen, like if it's your iPhone or a MacBook screen, or you have an HDR TV, you'll see it like you're supposed to see HDR. If not, it might look a little funky. But yeah, yeah. Look at that water glistening. Look at it. Yeah, I'm looking at the image that y'all see on this TV I got up here, and it doesn't quite look the same, but yeah. So let me get back to the regular joint. Stop sharing. So I don't know, man. Okay, you left your speed editor at home. You regret it? Yeah, man. I always take that thing with me, bro. Take the speed editor everywhere I go. I'm glad you got one because I think we talked about it, right? Because they were giving that thing away, and they gave me, what did I win? I won like the beat thing, like the software to put music to the beats. I don't use that thing, man. I never use that beat software because it just seemed too complicated. I'd rather just, a lot of times if you see my videos, whether the beat's on or off, a lot of times I'll take a song I like, I'll drop it on the timeline, and I kind of have an idea of where I want it to be. A lot of times I'll drop it on and it's almost exactly where it needs to be. So I just do a few little cuts, edit, shift a few things, and it's right there. So I didn't need that. But the speed, especially with the speed editor, man, and in this little, you feel like an editor slash DJ right there, boy. You be, you know what I mean? With the click, click, clack, you know, give you some tactile feel to your editing. Yeah. Got 5 national parks I need to edit. Can't go wrong with your Sony. Yeah, Sony's, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's actually the move right there. Because yes, that's the thing. If you guys don't know, DaVinci Resolve, if you want to buy it, the studio version, if you're serious about editing, it's gonna be about $300, right? But if you buy any equipment from Blackmagic Design, including the speed editor, which I think it's $200. It depends. Sometimes they have deals on it, but whatever equipment you buy from them, you get the paid version of DaVinci Resolve for free, and it's a one time cost. I ain't got no link for them or nothing. I ain't making no commission. I ain't, you know what I mean? I'm just saying it'd be nice if there was more DaVinci Resolve editors out there, small YouTubers, so we can chop it up and go in on it. Most people I know that's on YouTube doing this travel YouTube, but don't use DaVinci Resolve. So that'd be a nice shift too if more of them started getting on board with that. Because we could share a lot of that. Might be a whole nother industry too. You're like, oh, okay, well, I'm editing this thing in DaVinci Resolve and I'm having trouble with this color. I know so and so's good with coloring. Let me hit him up, throw him a few dollars, and he edit this or he color this section for me, blah blah blah, or whatever. He owe me a favor, so he do that, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's interesting, man. This whole creator economy. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm gonna check your channel out. We're gonna probably need to chop it up too at some point, man. It's been a minute. But you said you're doing national parks. Let me see. Hold on. I think that's what you said, right? You got 5 national parks. You need to edit. Yeah. That's that's a good one too. I actually do want to do that. Yeah, man. Okay, yeah, yeah. We'll definitely we could either do that or do a pre-recorded one, you know what I mean? Talk about, what you've been doing, what I've been doing, the pros and cons of DaVinci Resolve, and well, I won't even say pros and cons. I'll say the headaches, right? Because I've had a few. I think especially on before we got to 19, there was something that happened and had me stuck for like a month when there was in between updates. But that's something I could bring up at a later date. But yeah, it's all good now. Everything's running smooth. Um, but yeah, man, we probably need to chop it up even on the back end. Just get caught up on what you've been up to. I can get you abreast of what I've been doing. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So everybody else who's listening, this is what I'm talking about, man. You get out here. You John, also another creator, met him at DaVinci Resolve, ResolveCon. It was a paid event, paid for. We went out to. I think it was actually pretty cheap for the information we got there. You know what I mean? And then this year they had it, and it wasn't in person. It was only online, which I did. Casey Ferris runs it. So if you are trying to learn about DaVinci Resolve, I will say that I can't give a harder endorsement for somebody. For somebody who's teaching people how to do DaVinci Resolve, he has some paid stuff, but he has years of free stuff online that you can just go through. And he's not gatekeeping either. He'll put you on with other people, other DaVinci Resolve teachers, I guess. So yeah, that's the guy. Casey Ferris. Resolve Con is what they put on, and then they have their own little course. If you want to just hurry up and get the information, like if you had like 1 month dedicated, I don't think my lifestyle, I can't really do that. Like sit down for 1 month or 2 weeks even and just cram. But if you are that type, I think their course is called Ground Control, something like that. I mean, it's the only DaVinci Resolve course I could probably say is worth it. Because when I went to ResolveCon, the amount of information you got there, I actually really wasn't even ready for it, because we had pro colorists there. The dude who was one of the guys that was there, we talked to, John, he was the senior editor for CBS on the East Coast. I remember, old school dude. Remember, he was telling us how they were in a process of switching off of their Avid, their other editing software, and going on to DaVinci Resolve, because Avid was like, I want to say he said it was like, for all their editors, the licensing was like 20,000, 30,000 a year, every year. He's like, we're going to switch over to DaVinci Resolve and pay $30,000 once. And that's not just for the software. They're getting hardware. They're getting, you see this little baby speed editor. This is for poor people. This is for people like me. You know what I mean? It's a little $200 joint. The joint they got is a whole console. Look like you can, look like you had SpaceX, right? The things they were talking about investing in. They getting those things. They're like 15,000. They come with a table. That's how big that joint is. So they getting all of that. No, I think he said they spending like 100,000 on all the equipment. But then they once, and then they good for years. So that was, you over there, ResolveCon, you rubbing shoulders with those type of people. That's how I know, man. Like, I mean, Casey Ferris, he's a YouTuber, but he's in contact with all these people. Dara, she was a colorist who was there. Crazy good with the color, bro. Like she goes in on the color. Like you watch her videos. I don't think YouTube is not her thing. Like she's done YouTube videos, and I think she's a certified trainer for DaVinci Resolve, Blackmagic. But I think her main gig is coloring for Disney or other movies. And it was cool chopping it up with her, because I would say probably 50% of what she was saying I understood at the time. But I like being around people who I can't really grasp everything they're saying, because it means I gotta grow. So that was cool, man. Okay, she works for DaVinci. Okay. I thought she was just a certified trainer and then also had other gigs. Because I know she told me she did one of the Pixar movies, the coloring for that. I was like, bro, this is some serious. I was like, I'm in deep. I thought I would just come and learn a little bit about. The water was up here. I was like, huh? But yeah, it was fun though. I don't mind being in those situations. Like I said, all they do is make me grow. And it was fun. Everybody was cool there. They didn't really, they didn't talk down on you because you're a YouTuber, or, you got your little project that you film with your iPhone. Yeah, yep, that's right. She did write the book for Blackmagic on color. Yep, she wrote the damn book. I got a picture with her too, man. So if y'all ever think I'm fronting, I got the proof. The proof, man. So yeah, that was a dope. That was a good experience. I hope they have another in person event. My thing is though, I feel like DaVinci Resolve got very very popular since then. I think it was already getting popular the year before that anyway. When I heard about it, because when we went to that Resolve Con, I had been dealing with DaVinci Resolve for about a year. And then I think that year before DaVinci, I think that's when everybody was like dumping Premiere and coming over to DaVinci. But now I feel like it's getting a lot more momentum since then. Okay, yeah, Avid is the old school. Yeah, I remember Jason Levonsky for the sound. Oh yeah, Jason. Yeah, Jason is for the sound. His channel, he goes in on all that. Yeah, it's funny too because I watch a lot of his stuff, and then I start to realize like, man, I don't need but so much right now of sound. But sometimes it's just fun to play around with it because it's like I was talking about this earlier, right? I got this balance of like consistency and perfection. And it really is like a weird, like you're out there on your own trying to figure out how much how your sound needs to be. Like my one video, the last video I did, not the last one, the one before, matcha green tea in Tokyo. That one had some sound issues, and I tried to fix it, and it's noticeable in the video. Is what it is. But the issue was, I think the Bluetooth mic I had on was like pressed against my skin, right? And the sound ambience in the place wasn't the best because it's like one of those places you come in and they want you to talk like this. They serve you, uh, you know, like a Japanese tea house, but very chill, very quiet, tranquil type of thing. So it was kind of weird, but that didn't work out so good. So I probably should have watched some more of his videos for trying to fix that sound, but I ain't had the time for all that, man. I had to get it out, you know? Okay, yeah. Yeah, 1,000% recommend that Resolve Con. Yeah, yeah. So he's answering you right there. Yep. So it was in Portland, Oregon. Yep. I got some footage from it too, man. I never put that out either. I'm sorry to all my, the Vinci folks that was there, but it's just, how can I say it? I really need to work on my storytelling and how to get the story down. And also, that's another thing about storytelling because a lot of times I just pull the camera up and I just start filming. But what I should be doing, what I'm starting to do now is think about what I want to do beforehand, then get the camera up so it's easier for me. So I ain't trying to put together a spaceship from rocks and twigs later, you know? Yeah, it's worth becoming single to live digital nomad lifestyle. Only 29, been finally been finally have the chance to become a digital nomad, but I have a girlfriend. Oh no, ain't nothing wrong with having a girlfriend. Um, I think I was maybe you saw another part of the video where I was talking about some of us might just settle down and be in one spot, which is all good. All of us good. I'm not hating on anything. I'm just saying that for me right now, and most of the YouTubers I'm around, like we're not stable. We're not in one place. We're actually nomadic, moving around. And I think the only contradiction to that would be, yeah, the homebody lifestyle, the family lifestyle, which is a lot of them are killing it on YouTube too. So it would be actually that would be the a really good trajectory if you were doing the digital nomad thing, and then you just transitioned into being in one area and then just filming whether lives like this or short things around your immediate neighborhood or whatever. That'd be dope. I mean, even even Ace, right? Like he's a travel YouTuber, but when COVID happened, he was in the kitchen with the Venezuelan girls, killing those videos. So it's always a way, you know. Sometimes I think maybe I should experiment and try to like just film something very small. Like, tell me what y'all think. Like taking the camera out and filming some local like flowers or insects in the neighborhood and putting some type of dialogue on top of it. You- this different. It's not like your average flower nature documentary thing. It's like, oh damn, look at this yellow flower. I wonder what's going on. You know, something. I don't know. Maybe mix it up. Try something like that. Because I put it like this, I say it, watch. It's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna do it. I might as well try it. Yeah, Casey's based out of Oregon. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's always good too, man. Traveling with a girlfriend, that definitely brings a different aspect to it. Me, women in general bring a different flavor to any imagery. To tell you the truth, bro, women are just better to look at. I mean, let's just get it right. Like it's, I mean, obviously, I don't know if I had my girlfriend, I don't know how much of her I want on a video of mine even, but they just add a different spice. They got a different energy, and most people in general prefer to look at women longer than they do men. I mean, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? That's cool. Talking about flowers and bugs. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'll try something. What thumbnails and titles do you get the most clicks and views on in your space? Titles, I still gotta work that out, man. I don't even know. I don't even know, to tell you the truth. I'm I am straight up, I ain't gonna lie. I'm retarded when it comes to titles and thumbnails. That's the last thing I think about. I'm getting a little bit better at it, but I hate that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause like you put in all the work on this video, and then it really does boil down to that Christmas bow that you put on top of it. You know what I mean? You could be, man, you could package up this speaker right here, this used speaker that's old, as a Christmas gift for a kid, right? It ain't nothing. But if you put it in the right package and put that bow on top looking good, you know that they gonna dig into it. Like, oh, what's this? Boom, like, man, you got this from my room. Like, you know what I mean? But for me, I don't know. I hate worrying about that stuff. So I don't know. I'm getting a little bit better at it, but I feel like so I will say this: I do use Canva. Canva has a lot of tools. 99% of them, I don't even know what they do. But I am with every thumbnail that I engage with on there. I do feel like I'm getting a little bit more proficient at their tools, and I don't know. I feel like things are starting to come together in some ways. But I noticed the best thumbnails for me are when I take a picture, cut out the background, put another background on there. That's that seems to be the best in most cases. Although my Paretta video, which I'm afraid to even touch the thumbnail's trash, bro. But that is one of my long term. That's the first video I did that actually got some decent traction long term, and it still gets videos every day, every few days. It's not a lot, but that video is over 3 years old now, and it still gets in a 48-hour period. It's got like 25 views or whatever. So I don't know if that's due to the thumbnail. It's probably just the subject. Paretta, Colombia, I think is a town that people want to know about, want to see stuff about it, and it's not as popular as the other cities in Colombia. So maybe that's more of why it does it. But the thumbnail is trash, but I'm afraid to touch it because I don't know what else I can do with it. Yeah, you're right, man. What helps my watch time? I'm thinking a lot of times the watch time is off the hook in the beginning. Yeah. Thumbnail, get them in there to click, and then that hook, whether it's 15 seconds or a minute, I've got them at different lengths. I try to work a little hook in there, which I do understand the significance of a good hook. Like you get them in there. I try to give movement, try to give different shots, some highlights even of what I got in the video. And I try to never, with my thumbnails and hook, I try not to lie. Like I don't think I'd ever lie on my thumbnails. Like if you see the thumbnail, you're gonna see that in the video. You're probably gonna see a lot more of it. And the same with the hook. I don't know if that's I'm trying to be moral with that, but I don't know if that's the best for views. Although I did do the matcha green tea. If you see that, the background is AI generated. So I've played around with that too. Maybe I need to do more of that. I noticed some other creators, a lot of creators, that's all they do is AI generated background. And if it makes sense, it's not like it has, in my opinion, it's not like it has to be exactly what's in the video. But if it's lined up with the video, you know what I mean? Why not? That one, it definitely lined up. Like I wanted a shot of a bowl of matcha green tea, and the video I got, the picture I was going to use, it's not really at the right angle. The color's it wasn't as bright as I would want it to be from my camera. But the image I used, the AI image of the matcha bowl of green tea, that was perfect because that's actually what it looks like when you're in real life looking at that bowl of matcha. So that's what I used for that. Nah, I haven't been editing in DaVinci with graphics. I mean, we talked about that, and I think I tried it a few times. I tried something with it. I tried to do the color. I've taken pictures off, color graded it, or taken something from the video, snapshotted it, color graded in there, and then all of that. But I mean, I still don't really use Fusion like that because my MacBook right now is an M1 with 16 gigs of RAM, and it's trash when it goes into Fusion, bro. Like it's not. Even if I put a denoiser on a node, it slows down. It slows down the timeline, something vicious. So I gotta wait for that. I'm trying to see maybe that M4 MacBook when it comes out. I probably need to get that with at least 32 gigs of RAM, and then I'll be able to start learning that Fusion, start implementing Fusion. Because right now, my computer just chokes up, fan starts blowing and getting all hot and everything. So I tried Canva, but just use DaVinci and render a single frame. Yeah, makes sense. I need to actually look at that because it would be much better. And I have Lightroom too, so I could do some things with a photo in Lightroom, bring it, or DaVinci Resolve, Lightroom, bring it back and forth, do whatever without using Canva. But Canva just makes it easy, bro. I mean, you pay for that service, but it makes it easy because you just bring it over, say remove background. You ain't even got to click on nothing. Just say remove background. It already know what you're talking about most of the time. 80% of the time, it's gonna get what you need out of the background, and then boom, you bring another one in. Say, do the inverse of that. put it there and you're good. So, and the organization of it, it keeps all your thumbnails in one place so you kind of learn as you go. But I feel you, DaVinci Resolve definitely, I should use those tools. Yeah, that's right. I should check out his. Okay, you want to, how much RAM do you have? Because that's the problem, bro. It's the RAM. I noticed that a lot. The 16 gigs of RAM is not the deal for this, for for anything graphics related, because it chokes up heavy. 16? I don't know that, man. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I had to delete my render cache the other day, one project I was working on, and it was taking a toll on the computer. Computer was getting hot. I had to delete the render cache and like no render, and just let it go, and just kind of like, yeah. So I had to do a little icon you hit to deactivate effects while you do some scrubbing. I did that and it worked out pretty good. You edited it in 1080p. Yeah, that's a huge difference. I'm doing everything in 4K, man. Some stuff I, I'm doing 4K and then H.265 most of the time. I did have an issue a few months ago on an older version of DaVinci, so I was on H.265, which edits smoother, but the files are bigger, right? So I prefer H.265 for that reason, because it's smaller file sizes. I'm running out of these dang things, man. Like I hate buying new ones. I was in Thailand and had one 4 terabyte, and I almost made it through 6 months on 4 terabytes until I had to switch over to H.264, and then that thing started filling up fast, so I had to buy another one. So yeah, man. But yeah, we definitely gonna have to chop it up, man. We definitely gonna have to chop it up some other time and get technical with it, because I don't think my normal YouTube audience here, I don't think they that technical, man. They ain't ready for all this tech talk that we talking about. But maybe we'll get them up to speed. We'll pull people along. You know what I mean? We might be over their heads. We'll get them in this the Vinci Resolve world. Get them out here. Get them with these speed editors. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Anyway, yeah, yeah. That's the 500 gig, man. I'm on that too. Yeah. So we got the same laptop. Yeah, we dealing with the same thing then. Oh, okay. Let me see. Okay, we could talk about that. We could talk about that. It ain't off topic. That's right on topic, man. Right on topic. Germany. Here's the thing about Germany. I love Germany, man. I was stationed there, so I spent some years there. Um, had a good time there. I love most of the culture there. It did take getting used to. It took getting used to. I remember. All right, let me start from the beginning. I was in the Navy. I wasn't even stationed in Germany, but I think I just came back from Iraq or someplace, and I was on leave, and I went to France to visit some family. I was over there. I messaged my buddy, emailed my buddy, and he was deployed, so he was in Germany. I was like, "Oh shit, man, I'm in France right now." He's like, "Man, you should come on over here." I like, man, I ain't going over there with them Nazis. Ignorant, just being ignorant, right? This is like 2007. No, this is no, yeah, 2006, 2007. I'm like, I ain't going over there with them Nazis. He's like, man, shut up. He older than me, a few years older than me. The man, shut your ass up, man. Come on over here, man. You already over here. We'll hang out for the weekend. I was like, all right, man, you better show up at the airport, man. I ain't. If you ain't there, I'm turning around, going right back to Bordeaux. right? So I showed up, picked me up. You know what I mean? They had the big body Benzes and stuff, picked me up. Then we went out there and I think it was a Friday. Yeah. So we went out that night, went to a few clubs. I remember it was kind of slow. I was tired. I remember I was in a club like this. I was like, man, whatever, right? And this girl come up to me and she kind of like poked my face, right? And she wasn't, I'm just saying like this. She wasn't the best looking chick, right? She wasn't she wasn't ugly either, but she poked me in my face like this. Bro, I was about to light her up. I was about to go in on her. I was like, hey. I was like, I dragged her out the music. I was like, hey, you touching on my face? I was like, what you do that for? Like, we about to go home or something? She's like, yeah, why not? I was like, oh, okay. So then my whole tone switched up, went, spent the night with her, wake up in the morning. Her mom, she introduced you to her mom cooking breakfast, German chick, right? And yeah, so then call my boys, they come pick me up, go back to we went back to their spot. Next night, went out, had a good time. Pretty much had a good time the whole weekend. Went back to France. Then I went back to Virginia where I was stationed. And then one of the guys that was working with me, he was like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm about to get out of the Navy, but they want to send me to Germany. I was like, oh man, you should go, man. That job was nice. I just went there. I was like, I'd go, I'd be stationed there if I could. And then I don't know, that was it, right? Then he hit me up with a call the next day. He was like, hey, Tay, was you serious you go to Germany? I was like, yeah. He's like, cause look, I'm getting out and they need somebody to fill that billet. I was like, I don't know, man, because it's funny because some Germans are actually in the hallway right now walking by. I hear them speaking German. And anyway, so it was like, yeah, they need somebody to fill that billet. I was like, man, I just went to a new duty station, the next building, right? Like I just did all this process of checking in. And I call up the detailer. If you're in the military, you've been in the military, you know about this, right? I call up the detailer. I was like, he was like, yeah, so you said you go to Germany? I was like, yeah, I go, man, but I already did my process and all my paperwork at this other command. He was like, oh man, don't even worry about that. Don't even go back over there. I was like, I was like, what? He's like, how long you need? I was like, he's like, could you be ready to go in a month? I'm like, yeah, it's just me. I'm just a single guy. So yeah. He was like, all right, fuck it. Don't even go back over there. Just do what you gotta do for the next month and get yourself ready and head over there. And that's what I did, man. Went over to Germany and had a good time. Had a good time right from the jump. Right from the jump. You know, the work was, was working a lot of days. I would say everything was good about it. The people I worked with were cool. Because everybody who was there kind of realized how good of a place it was to be. So everybody had a good attitude as well. So that was great. Um, the Germans kind of respected our line of work. So that was cool as well. I didn't really have, I mean, I had the stretch to give you like bad incidences. The cons I would say is obviously it's a place that gets cold, right? So during the wintertime, there is that. If you're living there, they have a lot of rules that you need to be aware of that kind of comes off as a con in the beginning. But if you stay there long term, you actually be like, yeah, this shit makes sense, bro. Like it makes a lot of sense. Like you will become a better driver. If you drive in Germany, you will become a better driver, especially when you come back to the States. You'll be like, what? You'll be looking out for dumbasses everywhere because in the United States and most places around the world, people drive like idiots when you compare it to Germany. I had a German driver's license as well, so I had to go through the process of when you're in the military. It's like I won't say it's an easy process, but it's much easier than what the Germans go through. So it's like if you already have your driver's license in the States, you just go through and you do a written multiple choice test. And a lot of people fail it, but I passed it the first time. And yeah, so other pros about it. Okay, so obviously you're a young man, you want to know about the women. They're there. They a lot of them, if you're, in shape, look from your avatar, looks like you're in shape. So if you're in shape, young man, you're gonna have a good time there. The only thing is you can't come off in some kind of like stuck up way, or like, you God's gift to them or whatever. If you come off normal and you can hold a decent conversation about any type of thing, you'll do well there. Cafes, you hit up the cafes, uh, restaurants. I would say cafes are probably one of the places where you can easily just come up on them and have conversations with them. Um, and it depends on where in Germany you are. I would say West Germany is probably the easiest. I've heard of people having problems in parts of East Germany. When I say East Germany, it's weird because Munich is on the east side, but it's not considered East Germany. Munich is its own thing, and it's a good time too. Munich is. Berlin is a good time. I just didn't spend a lot of time there. Berlin is its own thing as well. But I was in Stuttgart, so all of that, Frankfurt, Heidelberg, Stuttgart, um, all of that region, you're good, guaranteed. Frankfurt, the only thing is Frankfurt comes off. It's almost like it has. I think it has one of the higher crime levels of Germany. So you'll see some stuff going on there that you won't see in most parts of Germany. Uh, Stuttgart is kind of like Beverly Hills. That's what some people say of Germany. Munich is also very wealthy as well, but bigger. Hamburg is a very cool place, but it's up north, so it's colder, much colder than other parts of Germany, in my opinion. What else? What else? Food is good, man. I like German food. It might not be like Italian food or Spanish food, but they have their things, that are good. Their bread is healthy. They're really their food is very hearty and healthy. I'll say that for the most part. What else? Food. So if you find a hip hop club, when I was there, the hip hop DJ that was there was a Turkish German girl at one of the main clubs there, and she was better than most DJs in the States when it came to keeping the party going. I mean, maybe some DJs will do it better on swapping whatever the hell they do. But if you're talking about just keeping the energy going all night, yeah, she was. That joint felt like it was the Proton Club. That joint felt like home. Well, if you was homesick, Friday night Proton, you good. And the German girls in there, they 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 were not shy. They were not shy about jamming to the music, getting up on you, having fun. Now I'll say this: most German women that are going to the club, from my experience, after 27, 28, they not in the club no more. So you're gonna see them from 19 to 25-ish. If you 30 something in there and you get approached by a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old, that's just how they do, man. That's just how it is. I had a problem with it at first when I first got there. I was 31. Yeah, I was early 30s when I first got there. And I remember I complained to my boy. I was like, man, I keep getting approached by these early 20, 19-year-old girls. He was like, man, what is your problem, bro? What is he was like, what is your problem? Shut up and have some fun, man. I was like, yeah, they of age, obviously, right? But it just kind of, I don't know why. I wanted, for some reason, when I got there, I was expecting to meet women that were like 27 on up. That did not happen. That didn't happen at all when I got there. Maybe it's different now, but um yeah, most of the women I met when I was there was at least 10 years younger than me. And they knew my age and they was cool with it. So and they were of age. Most of them, I would say most of them were like 21, 21-ish. Yeah, so I had an excellent time there. Rented cars from I'll say this, if you rent a car there, make sure you're aware of the Germans' rules of the roads, their lanes. So in the United States, if you're used to driving, right, our highway lanes are 12 feet wide. There's a 9 feet wide. So they're much narrower and they're moving. If you're on the Autobahn, you're moving at higher speeds. I've drove from Stuttgart to Berlin a few times, and that's about I guess it could be a 6 hour drive. But if you're on Autobahn and you at night and you flying, that you could cut probably an hour and a half off of that. But the thing about that is the the roads at night, the Autobahn at night doesn't have it's not lit. So like you're relying on your headlights for most of it. Most of it is not, they don't have lights on the highway. So you might be flying at if you're on the Autobahn, you're gonna have to do at least 100 and 130 just to keep up with the moms in their minivans, you know what I mean? In the fast lane, you better not be in the fast lane if you ain't doing over 130, 140 in the on the Autobahn. Just get out the lane. Don't even think about going over there. So yeah, it was an experience. It was fun. A lot of ways. Germany's cool. The only thing is like I don't want to really revisit during the wintertime, but sometimes I may have to because that's the way I go when I go into Africa sometimes. But yeah, Germany, man. Germany is a good country. A lot of people I tried to tell a lot of dudes about it a long time ago, years ago, when started doing this whole YouTube thing and everything. And I don't know, I think a lot of dudes are a lot of black young men, black travelers. To tell you the truth, they ain't gonna admit it. I think they're afraid of white countries. They won't say it. They'll say 100 other things, but they're afraid of being around non-colored people or non-black people. Which is nothing wrong with admitting that, but when you skirt that issue, you know it kind of it kind of cuts you off from learning what you don't know, because you're faking the funk and acting like, oh yeah, I ain't trying to go over there. What you mean you ain't trying to go over there? You think it ain't a good time? If it's so it could be that, and it's also it's also not as cheap as like some of these other countries. But Germany's not that expensive, to tell you the truth. It's not like London, England. I haven't been there before, but I know that place is expensive. So if you're in Germany, obviously there are more expensive places. I think Munich is probably one of the more expensive cities. Berlin, from what I'm hearing, there's parts of Berlin that are dirt cheap. Stuttgart can be can be a little expensive, but then if you work it right, you know where to go. Like things aren't that expensive either. So it's it's actually not that bad when it comes to price. It's kind of like with Tokyo. I thought Tokyo would be a lot more expensive. Wasn't that bad at all. Um, Especially when you compare it to things in the States right now. Like John, he over there in Southern California, bruh, the worst. You talk about cost of living right now, California, Southern California, even Northern California too, I guess. Yes, San Francisco, all that. San Francisco all the way down to San Diego. It's even trickling into Tijuana now. The prices are just stupid. It's just stupid over there. If you over there and you got a passport and you could be in other places, obviously you got a family and kids and all that. You're dealing with what you got to deal with. But if you could be in other places and you over there in California, You need to take your dollars and make them work, boy. And you can make them work in Tokyo. You can make them work in Bangkok. You can make them work, as soon as you get out of that Baja California area in Mexico, you get down to the real Mexico. Well, I ain't gonna say it ain't real Mexico, but you know what I mean. The Mexico that doesn't have that California influence. You get out of there, Colombia, anywhere, Europe, your dollar gonna stretch further. So that's what I'll say to it's funny because California used to be the shit. I would say until about 2017, maybe 2018, maybe even 2015, maybe as early as 2015. But at one point, California was the shit. Okay, yeah, you say you surfing, couch surfing with your in-laws. Okay, you good. You good. But don't stay there too long because the prices will still get you. You know what I mean? You try to get a California burrito out there, it's probably gonna be like what, $15 now? That joint used to be like $4.50 when I was there. They charging heavy for everything now. And $4.50 you used to get them big joints. I was in Imperial Beach. They had this spot. California used to be lit. Now it's sad, man. It's the homeless drug situation over there. I don't know. I mean, I know people probably say it ain't that bad, but when you go to a place and you go away and then you come back and you see changes, you go back multiple times and you see changes, you're just like, dang. And if you wanted the best looking American women, they had them. They never really had a big dang. I think I overheated, y'all. The camera overheated. It went for a minute though. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, this thing is hot. It had a good run though. So I think that's about it. That's time to end the live right there. I'll give y'all this little camera here though. Dang, that thing blowed out. Look at that. But yeah, I think that's a good sign. I had this little fan on there too. Good sign to end the live. But yeah, appreciate y'all for coming through, spending your time here. 2-hour live stream, talking about random stuff. But we did, if you didn't watch the beginning part, we did talk about, a few topics. I'll just go over real quick again. Is YouTube easy? It ain't easy. The rewards of YouTube, we talked about that. The mindset of YouTube and the future of YouTube and content creation, in my opinion, right? The main message I'm taking away is that we ain't nowhere near the finish line when it comes to this content creation and YouTube. So the main thing is just to stick with it through the ups and downs, pace yourself, take care of your health, mental health, all of that, family, everything, finances, obviously, and just keep at it. Take small bites, big bites when you want to, and just keep grinding it out. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, man, appreciate all y'all for coming through. And John, yeah, we'll chop it up. We'll hit you up on the either here or I think I got you on Instagram too. And we'll share some of this Da Vinci stuff and get caught up on what's been happening. Yeah, man. All right. And that is it. I am out. 2 hours live stream. But just in case y'all didn't check out the videos that I dropped yesterday or the one before, check them out. A lot of this stuff I'm talking about will make some sense. And I got some more stuff coming soon, probably within the next week. I'll drop another Japan video. And then who knows what's after that. I'm just be dropping some random stuff from different parts of the planet. All right, y'all. Appreciate you. Have a good evening. All right, I'm out.